You changed, Wes.
Welcome back to the show. Today we have a pretty special episode. The topic is how social media and streaming platforms are affecting the music industry. And today, our guest is Wes. You want to introduce yourself, Wes?
Yeah. Hi, my name is Wes. I'm an 18-year-old music producer from Westminster, Maryland. I make a whole lot of music with a whole lot of people. I've worked with some pretty big artists over the years, some pretty big producers, and yeah.
Well, that's awesome. How have you utilized social media to grow your music career so far?
Yeah, so I think social media has been an integral part of me growing as an artist and a musician. I would say that I use it mostly to get my stuff out. Without social media, I would be nothing. I mean, it really helps me expand and get into all kinds of different stuff and discover more things, discover new people. And I'd say it's the most important part to me getting and actually distributing my music to the public.
So you said discover new people. Who have you discovered so far off of social media?
Yeah, I've worked with a lot of really big artists over the years. The biggest probably recently being Trippie Redd. I have some producer credits with him. I've worked with some underground artists like Summers and Autumn and Can, and I've worked with some big producers too.
You said Lucky also, right? You said you worked with Lucky at one point.
Yeah. I have worked with Lucky at one point. I have some unreleased music with some of his homies, and I met him through there. Yeah, but I've been working on a lot of stuff. I've met his. He actually just released an album with a producer named Filthy, and I've met Filthy before when I was down in Atlanta. But yeah.
That's awesome. So how has like your music journey been so far? Like you're still making music, obviously. Like what genre?
Yeah.
Like how you go about making music? Like what do you use?
For the longest time, I was just making like generic, like just get it done beats, like just stuff that you'd hear on the radio because I thought that was the way to get popping. But it's really just about discovering new genres. I mean, I've been working with a lot of plug music recently, like Plug and B, and that's how I met those artists. And Summers and specifically Autumn works with that kind of stuff a lot. It's a genre that's been popping off the last couple of years. I've been working with those kinds of guys for a while. Just getting in with their producers and learning everything and stuff like that. That's the whole process of the journey, just learning things.
Okay. What inspired you to pursue a career in music?
Yeah, I've been playing musical instruments since a young age. My grandpa was in a band. That was always something cool to like tell my friends. And, it's something that you aspire to do when you see people in your life doing it. I've been playing instruments since I was 4 or 5. I think I picked up the guitar. I can play the guitar, the piano, trumpet, saxophone, trombone. Basically, any brass instrument I can play. I'm not real good at drums. I've been working on that. I can play a little bit of violin, but yeah, it's just having that musical background in your life really promotes you to do it for yourself.
So what's like your favorite type of music right now to make? Do you like? Do you only make one genre, or do you make multiple?
Nah, the drill beats have been popping off recently. It's a big wave that's been moving. I mean, it's been in Chicago for 10 years now at this point. I mean, with like Chief Keef and all of them, like 2012 or so. But like the drill music, especially in like the UK and like Brooklyn, the diss rap and all that's really been popping off. And it's a good genre because there's a big need for it because you can't obviously, you can't hop on someone else's beat. You know what I mean, with all the copyright stuff. So just sending drill beats out to artists I meet and artists I hear of and stuff like that with all my beat packs and stuff. It's a good genre to be making right now.
So I have another question. So what's your opinion on how social media is like affecting the music industry? Like, I know right now, I think it's a good time to be an independent artist.
The other part is the easiest time to ever grow in history. I mean, right now there's no excuse that if you're doing what you love and you're good at it, there's no reason that you can't blow up right now. I think the music industry, from an independent artist point of view, it's a great time for social media, but I'd say the record labels are definitely hurting from it.
Exactly, like independent artists, they take 100% of the proceeds, right? They don't have to pay their percentages out to the music labels.
Besides buying their beats, if they even have to, and they're like mixing and mastering, unless they're doing it themselves. Yeah, you can almost come home with 100% of the profit minus whoever you pay to distribute your music. But even nowadays with that, it's like $15. You can put a whole album out on it at all platforms.
So from like an insider point of view, like, do you think the music industry is gonna last much longer, or?
Like in general, yeah, I think people will always listen to music. But
no, like the music industry, like the labels.
Yeah, no, I think record labels will be gone in the next 10 to 15 years because there's almost no need for them. Because you couldn't just have a high quality video camera in your pocket like you can now, you know? I mean, we walk around with the world's best information at our fingertips. You can figure out how to do anything nowadays. You don't really need a professional videographer and millions of dollars. I mean, a lot of these guys are just making music and recording with their phones and stuff.
So the social media platforms you're on right now, I know you put stuff out on SoundCloud. I know you were talking to me earlier, and you said you had 100,000 plays last year, no?
Yeah, just about across the. On my personal SoundCloud, we reached close to 80. But if you count up everything I produced last year, just off the hard hitters alone, I did easily over 1 million. Just from because I had I think 50 or 60 songs. Yeah, probably closer to 60 songs come out that I produced or helped produce this year, and we did easily over 1 million if you add up the top 3 couple of them, just alone.
Man, like how many artists do you work with?
Well, it depends. But if you're talking like mainstream artists, I've only worked with a couple. The biggest, like I said, being Trippie Redd. I have an unreleased song, Uno the Activist, that me and my buddy produced that
Yeah.
when it come out. There's an artist named Zelly Ocho we've been working with for a while. Who's at Trippie's one of Trippie's friends, which is actually how we know him. But yeah, just in general, I mean, I've probably worked with 100 artists. You know, hundreds. I mean, because I try not to be. Normally for smaller artists, I don't sell them beats as much. You know what I mean? I don't sell them as expensive, so I try to give everybody an opportunity to prosper.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, like artists, like you were saying to me earlier too. Artists, like they'll help you. I know.
Yeah, if that's how I met a 16-year-old. He produced Mo Bamba with Take a Day Trip, I believe. The Sheck West song. He had posted something on his story where he couldn't figure out how to work something, and I had just slid up thinking he wouldn't answer, and I was like, "Yo, you just gotta change your input." And he's like, "Yo, thanks, Brody." And then I texted him again a couple weeks later, like, "Hey, like, what would you recommend?" And he sent me a whole paragraph. He's like, all kinds of stuff, just being super helpful, and that's just how you make friends in the industry.
So, where do you consider yourself right now in the music game?
I would say that due to the fact that I've only have one mainstream placement, a placement being just like, you know, a spot on an album that you've produced, I say I'm still pretty underground, but with the artists I'm working with right now and the genres that they're working in blowing up right now, I think it's only a matter of time before I really start popping off. And I'd love to make a collaboration tape with an artist to really put myself on the map.
Yeah, I've been friends for you for like the past 4 years. You've been making beats for at least 3 of those. I don't know if you started freshman year in high school or not, but
yeah,
it's crazy. Like how far have you come since then?
Well, you heard the stuff I used to make, Will. It used to not be good. Yeah.
It used to be garage band type beats.
Yeah, man. And now that I'm working with my real setup with Fruity Loops and all that, getting everything done, it's really a big improvement. I think that I'm in a much better spot. It just takes one song. It takes meeting one person that likes what you're doing. That's really all it is.
So, who else has helped you get to where you are now?
So it all started. My music journey started when my buddy was making songs, and I liked his vocals and I thought he had a good idea. But the beats he was on, he had to make his own beats because nobody can make their own beats just like on a whim. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, and I knew I could just do better. So I would say my biggest inspiration was probably my friend Joe. He goes by Rennie. He's a moderately big rapper. You know, as much as you can be in Northern Maryland, but you know. He's been posting up in DC a lot recently, and just me being upset that I know his music could be better kind of, you know, drove me to be better and help him out.
Yeah. So like, what are your future plans? Like, how do you plan to like utilize like? I know TikTok's a pretty big one right now. Like TikTok puts a lot of people on the map. TikTok
is the way to go. Like, anything can blow up on TikTok, bad or good.
You just had a viral video, for example, no?
Yeah, we had a video get 3 million views, 500,000 likes. It had a lot of likes and a lot of views, and it was something stupid. So it's just stuff like that. I mean, you hear a lot. The biggest songs that topped the charts this year had like TikTok influence. You know, like Lemonade by Don Toliver and all that.
Right.
Look at that, beep beep up in my Jeep. That's what is that? Anybody could do that, but that song has almost 1 billion plays. You know what I mean? That's all it takes.
And that's just from Spotify too. Oh no, not Spotify, but TikTok. And I know those numbers go into Spotify too.
Man. I mean, TikTok is the way to go. That's so many big artists have blown. I mean, like 24K Golden. Everybody knows him nowadays, and he blew up off TikTok. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
what was that? Corvette, Pop Hunter. Nobody knew who he was till TikTok, and now he's a millionaire.
Right.
It just takes one opportunity. Yeah, social media has a big impact on that.
So I'm gonna start to wrap this up, but so do you think social media and streaming platforms are good for the music industry?
Yeah,
Like the music industry being like the big labels.
The big labels, I'd say no. I'd say they're probably have a big log in their pants right now because they realize how easy it is now, and they don't need the record labels' help. Now, I think people will always take the $1 million deal over staying independent because it's a lot of money and it can really help a lot of people out of situations.
Yeah, it's guaranteed.
But in the long run, no, I think social media, eventually everybody's going to be independent. Once this generation of rappers that are coming up now, because a lot of them know they can't sign a deal, I think it'll be the next 5-10 years before all that goes away.
So let me actually rephrase that. So how do you think social media and streaming platforms are affecting music?
Oh, well, like I said, it's the easiest time to blow up because you can blow up anywhere. You can do it instantly, overnight success. You know, they talk about one-hit wonders. It really is the easiest time to be a one-hit wonder and then some. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think the social media really affects the input and output of what you're getting from people, and it's so streamlined and efficient now. It's not like you can release an album and you have to wait up to 6 months to know if it did good or not. It's immediate success. The second you hit play on my song, the number clicks for me and I know. So I think that social media has definitely been great for the independent artist.
Yeah, I know with Lil Nas X, like for example, Old Town Road, people thought it was a one-hit wonder, but now he's out here making albums and EPs now.
Without social media, that song never blows up. Without social media, he's had 3 chart toppers. He's had 3 number 1 songs in the past 2 years.
Yeah, Montero, Industry, so many.
Without internet, Lil Nas X does not do that. You know, without that kind of stuff, and it's difficult to really judge what would happen without. But yeah, without the internet, without social media, because he does the best marketing out of anyone. If you need a great example, I mean, he's everywhere, you know. And without social media, he doesn't have anything.
Well, just want to thank you for hopping on the show today. And
yeah, no problem.
I'll put his socials and his SoundCloud in the video. And yeah, thank you for joining me today.